everybody, and welcome to Wednesday's video. And today you're going to spend some time with me in the kitchen, and I'm going to put a take on a very special recipe and a very special person. So stay tuned. Our Wednesday video, I'm going to share with you a recipe that I found on Linda's Pantry. She has a recipe called onion jam. Today I'm going to make it, and I'm going to make it a little bit different than how she does, but it turned out amazing. Then I'm going to share with you what I'm making today using that onion jam. So let's get started on today's video. What we do is we took all these onions and put them in the roast pan, and we are going to caramelize these onions. Now this is going to take me a long time because this is a lot of onions. Onions that I got free the other week. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle a little bit of salt on them. This is canning salt. We're going to go ahead and roast them. It's going to take anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. And when it's finished, we'll go on to the next step. So we're about an hour and a half later, and now the onions are all caramelized. It calls for 2.5 cups of balsamic vinegar. That is for a single recipe. I'm not sure if I'm going to double it or not because they did really cook down. This is the balsamic vinegar I bought. I only paid $1 for it. It says it's organic. It's the first time I ever cooked with this. It didn't give me a 2.5 cups. It only gave me 1.5 cups, but I'm going to use what I have. So we're going to put the balsamic vinegar in here. And then it calls for 3.5 cups of packed brown sugar. And that's it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to reduce it, the heat, and we're going to cook it for about 15 minutes. In her video that she cut her onions a lot smaller than I cut mine. I'm using these onions for on top of steaks and on top of burgers. I'm going to let this cook a little bit, and then I may add a little more sugar. I do not like vinegar. I don't like the taste of vinegar, but it is supposed to be a fairly sweet onion relish. This is great for on top of any kind of burger. It's great on top of any kind of meat, even chicken. So that is the purpose that I'm making this for. So we're going to reduce it another 15 minutes, and then we'll see how it tastes. So look how beautiful it looks. And it tastes amazing. It has a little bit of tartness, but a little bit of the sweet. I didn't have quite as much of the balsamic vinegar. I'm going to pressure can mine. But in Linda's Pantry, her recipe, you can water bath it. But I am going on the side of error because I didn't have quite as much balsamic vinegar as what her recipe calls for. Honest, for me, I don't really like that much vinegar. So this works out great, and then I will pressure can it. So let's go fill our jars. Don't forget to mention that you always want to sterilize your jars. My jars have been washed and sterilized in boiling water. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to fill up this beautiful onion jam. Now I really wouldn't call it jam, but I'm telling you, it is really good. This is going to be great as a sauce on top of meat. We're using pint jars. She did not use pint, she used jelly jars, half pint. But I'm going to be using pint. I'm going to give you a link to her video. That way you can see it for yourself. Also, her recipe is on her video. I'm giving her credit because this is her recipe. So I want to make sure I give her the credit for it. I'm going to go ahead and fill the rest of these jars, and I'll show you what it looks like when they're filled. I wiped all the rims, and it gave me 9 jars. So I think that's pretty good, and it's 9 pints. So we're going to go ahead and put our lids on, and I'm going to pressure can this for about 15 minutes. You're supposed to be in the water bath for 30, so I'm going to pressure can it for 15. I probably wouldn't have to pressure can it because it does have the vinegar and brown sugar, but I'm going to go err on the safe side because I didn't have the amount of vinegar that it called for. Then I came up with an amazing idea. I can't wait to share with you as soon as these jars go in the canner what I'm going to do with the leftovers that I have in my roasting pan. So I think it's going to be great. Like I said, her recipe is on her video, and I'm going to just give you her video. That way she gets all of the credit for it, and that way you can see firsthand how she makes it. So, doesn't it look amazing? It tastes wonderful. Even for somebody like me who doesn't really like vinegar, it doesn't have that much of a vinegar taste. I love it. Amazing. If I ever get onions, I'm going to give this a try again. I wasn't sure what I was going to make for Crock-Pot Wednesday. Even though this is a roaster and it's not a crock-pot, you could make this at the crock-pot. So these are the leftover onions and the balsamic vinegar and the brown sugar. So this is the leftover onion jam. And I thought, wow, what could I use with this? Well, I have some thawed out chicken breasts. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some chicken breasts in here. And this is what I'm going to make for my Crock-Pot Wednesday. Is chickens sauteed in this onion jam. And then I'm going to show you what I do with it after it's already cooked. So 15 minutes in the cook time. Look how good it is looking. I also added some mushrooms because we love mushrooms. So some of you may not think this looks very good because you don't like the mushrooms, but I'm telling you, if you could smell it, oh, it smells amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to finish cooking our chicken, and when our chicken is cooked through, then we'll go ahead and we will assemble our meal today. The chicken is finished, and this is going to be great for what I'm going to use it for. Chicken breast really looks nice. And all of these onions and the mushrooms cooked. So there you go, and that's what it looks like. Now, we can have some of it for sandwiches. We can have some of it for on a salad. I'm going to cut up the chicken for a salad. And we can use it for all kinds of things. You enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed my take on Linda Pantry's onion jam. I hope you go over to her site and let her know that Tessie sent you. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. From the Diary of Fanny, we're on July 23rd, 1943. Today she writes, I'm still in bed all day and I have a fever. And what in the world is this photo about? You will not believe the story behind this in an upcoming video. It's almost too good to believe that it's true.